Have you ever stared out at the vast, endless ocean and felt a strange sense of smallness? Most of us think of the sea's surface, the waves, the sunlight dancing on the water. But beneath that familiar blue blanket lies a world so alien, so profoundly different from our own, it might as well be another planet. We call it the deep sea, but a better name might be the abyss. It's a realm of eternal night, crushing pressure, and profound, unnerving silence. We often imagine it as empty, a lifeless void, but we couldn't be more wrong. The deep sea is not empty, it's just watching. Far, far below, where the last rays of sunlight give up and surrender to the darkness, life doesn't just survive. It thrives in ways that defy our understanding. These are creatures that evolution sculpted in the absence of light, creatures that were never meant to grace our sunlit world. Imagine beings with skin so transparent you can see their internal organs pulsing. Others are draped in a black, so deep it absorbs over 99% of light, making them practically invisible ghosts in the gloom. And then there are the lights, not sunlight, but living light. Bioluminescence, eerie, hypnotic glows that drift through the darkness, lures for unsuspecting prey, signals for unseen mates, or maybe, just maybe, eyes. Some of these deep-sea inhabitants have enormous, sensitive eyes, evolved to capture the faintest glimmer of bioluminescent light in the pitch black. But others have no eyes at all, they don't need them. In a world without sight, other senses become supernaturally sharp. They feel the water move, detecting the faintest pressure wave from a creature swimming hundreds of feet away. They sense the minute electrical fields given off by a living heart. They taste the chemical trails left behind by anything that passes. They are masters of a sensory world we can barely even imagine. They don't see you coming, they feel you. They sense your very existence. Every time we dare to send our robotic explorers, or our OVS, into this domain, they send back footage that both fascinates and unnerves us. The cameras will be focused on some bizarre, newly discovered species of anglerfish or a ghostly jelly, and then, you see it. Just at the edge of the light, a shape. Something large, undefined, hanging motionless in the water. It never attacks. It never lunges for the camera, it just observes. Watching the strange, noisy, brightly lit intruder in its silent, dark kingdom. By the time the pilot on the ship above can reorient the camera to get a better look, it's gone. Vanished back into the impenetrable black from whence it came. Scientists are the first to admit how little we truly know. It's estimated that we have explored less than 5% of our own oceans. Think about that. Over 95% of this planet's living space is a complete mystery to us. We discover new species with almost every single dive. But what about the ones we don't see? The ones that are smart enough to avoid our clumsy machines? The ones that are patient enough to simply wait for us to leave? How intelligent could they be? We measure intelligence by our own standards: tool use, language, complex social structures. But what if intelligence in the deep sea is different? What if it's an ancient, silent, collective consciousness? An awareness that has existed for millions of years, long before we ever walked the land. The deeper we go, the stranger things get. The pressure becomes so immense it could crush a submarine like a soda can. The temperature plummets to near freezing, and yet, life persists. We find hydrothermal vents spewing superheated, mineral-rich water, creating impossible oases of life. Entire ecosystems that depend not on the sun, but on the chemical energy from the Earth's core. And around these vents, we find creatures that seem to be torn from the pages of a horror novel. Giant tube worms with no mouth or stomach, blood-red plumes filtering nutrients from the toxic water. Pale, blind crabs skittering over the seafloor. What else is down there, drawn to the planet's inner warmth? There's a feeling, a primal intuition that the ocean holds secrets far older and grander than humanity. Something is down there, something ancient. Something that has been patiently waiting, aware of the noisy, short-lived world on the surface. It's not a monster in the way we think of monsters. It's not a kraken waiting to pull ships under. It's something more profound, an intelligence, perhaps a presence. As our technology allows us to push deeper and deeper into its home, we must remember that we are the visitors. We are the aliens in this world, and as we peer into the darkness, we should never forget. The deep sea is watching us back. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the abyss. If you find the mysteries of our planet as fascinating as I do, Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the unknown. See you next time.